There we go. Now we're live. What's up, Dylan?
How we doing?
I'm good, man. And
It's a
welcome to
beautiful
this
day.
month's Construction Yeti Construction Tech live stream demo. Been doing these for a few months now, and I still don't have a better name for it.
That's pretty long, yeah.
I got to figure that one out.
Wait, say it one more time. You gotta say it like 3 times fast and see how it goes.
Construction Yeti live stream demo construction. I already messed
Yeah.
up. I gotta say though, Dylan, I'm a little disappointed in you.
Why?
I just knew for sure you're gonna show up in your Where's Waldo suit.
Oh, I know. We talked about that, the red and white stripes. Yeah. Oh, man, but hopefully that joke still lands. We'll see. We got some pre-planned jokes, guys, so stay tuned.
Was hoping. Maybe we have to do a costume change, so.
Yeah.
So how's everything going with you, man?
It's going good. Just staying busy here at Togal. We're getting a lot of traffic.
Dude, you guys have been doing a lot of big stuff that I've been seeing.
Yeah, advancing pre-con next week. We got ENR Future Tech. We got a lot of big conferences coming up.
So in that
times,
you were just telling me while we were backstage. We're
yeah,
just burning a couple minutes waiting for everybody to get logged in here, but you were just telling me a second ago. So what are y'all doing at Advancing Pre-Con? You're doing a race?
Yeah, at Advancing Pre-Con, we're gonna have a few laptops there, and we're gonna have OST, Bluebeam, PlanSwift loaded up on those laptops, and you can do a head-to-head race versus one of our guys here at Togal. If you win, you get $1,000. So you definitely want to give it a shot. And there's going to be gifts even if you don't win. So you definitely still want to give it a shot. But yeah, we're like showing up where you can test it live. You know, you can see firsthand how much faster, how much time savings you're going to see.
You can have people like studying and practicing, and they come in all prepared.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Hey, if you are in the comments, we're gonna make this an interactive experience today. So if you are in the comments, go ahead and let us know where you're from. It's my lunch break right now, technically noon central here. So hopefully everyone's maybe got a snack, have a lunch or whatever. But we're gonna be getting into things in a minute, and so just kind of leave a comment, let us know where we're at. If you got questions along the way, I'm gonna be flashing them up on the screen, putting Dylan on the hot seat to answer all the questions we got, and then if it's more of a nuanced question. I think that there's some Togal folks in the comment section to be addressing maybe some nuanced questions, or we'll try to address them after the event.
Yeah, perfect.
No comments yet, but we'll give them a second. Usually there's a half-second delay here. So anyway.
Yeah, I can go ahead and share. We'll get the logo slide up there while we wait for everyone. That's cool.
Yeah.
There we go. Got some new big logos that we need to add up there. Shout out to Tudor Perini, for example. But there's a few good ones on there. We're seems like we're getting more big logos faster than we can update the slide, though. So it's a good problem to have.
And, it's pretty cool. I imagine most people, when they're those big logos, they're probably doing it on a trial project to start or something, right? And then they start rolling out more enterprise. Or how's that?
We do it differently here at Togal. Like we don't put their logo up there, like unless the company is fully using it. So like all these logos here, like every takeoff they're doing is done on Togal. So that's a big thing with us.
Oh.
Yeah, like Clark, for example, is 170 estimators, and Togal considerably is right around 110. So we've got a lot of people using this thing already. Yeah, we started back in 2019. So we've had.
I talked to a lot of startups and a lot of if DPR sniffed their product, that logo's going up on their website.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've had some huge updates, even just the past couple of weeks. So we started to show, like, for those that have seen Togal, maybe even like a couple of years ago. Obviously, this AI stuff moves quick. You're going to see today, like, we've made a lot of advancements. Check it out again. And I'll be showing the product here, obviously, here in a bit. But we're happy to show a demo on your plans. That's something else we offer here at Togal. Is like we give you home field advantage. Like you send us a plan, we do a demo live. You can send us a plan even during the demo, like no prep time even. You see firsthand, it's pretty undeniable when you see a project that took your team a week and we're knocking it out in a few minutes. It's like, how do we get signed up? Basically, it's usually how it goes.
Dude, that's legit. And if you guys, I'll put the link in the event post again. It's been in a couple of the teaser posts I put out for the event, but I've been working with Togal trying to get a little discount. So if you go through that Construction Yeti link, they're going to give a 10% discount and then a free trial for your team to use too. So a little perk to going through that link. Here we go. We got a couple comments here.
I see some comments. Yeah, nice.
What's up, Cy? I haven't talked to Cy in a while, but anyway, so that's a pretty cool list. And then we got one guy, we got John calling in from Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow. Never been to Alaska. I'd love to go.
I haven't been either. I want to go during the summertime though.
Yeah. Heard it's cold.
Oh yeah, and Sai's in Texas. Sai runs I know Sai personally. He runs an estimating takeoff firm, and so he's based out of Austin now, I believe.
Oh, he really needs Togal.
He does.
Sai, give us a shout, man. We can help you out.
Well, cool, man. You want to get into it?
Let's do it. Yeah. So I'll just kick things off here with like one slide, and then we'll dive into the platform. If you guys have questions, obviously drop those in. Like we want this to be like pretty interactive, and obviously, yeah, Matt, if you have questions too, like drop those in.
I'm gonna have questions because I told you before, like I am not an estimator. Like I don't do takeoffs by trade, and so I'm gonna have probably some maybe dumb questions I'm gonna ask along the way just to understand a little bit better. But yeah, I'm a project manager. I'm not an estimator, and so here we go.
Let's do it. Okay, cool. So I always start with just level setting on this whole like AI topic. Obviously, the AI thing can be a little bit scary, so I like to level set on that topic first and like what our goal is here at Togal. So our goal here at Togal is not to like buy this software and like fire the entire pre-con team at like a big construction company or even a small construction company, right? Our goal here at Togal is to be the fastest takeoff tool in the world and be a heck of a lot quicker than all the legacy takeoff tools out there. So PlanSwift, Construction Yeti, Bluebeam, like all the other takeoff tools in the market. Our goal is to be able to run circles around them. So you want to think of it like we're the power tool version of takeoff. So your current tool is like having a hammer and a nail. Obviously, it's working. You guys have successful companies, etc. But our here at Togal, this thing's a power tool. This is like having a nail gun. So even with a nail gun, you still have to show up to work. You still have to drink coffee. You still have to know what you're doing, right? But it's like undeniably faster than a hammer and a nail, and that's really how Togal works too. But you still have to run the thing. You know what I mean? That's the key. So it's not click a button, my job's done kind of thing. So hopefully that kind of makes sense at a high level.
It made sense. You showed me that slide the other day, and it made sense because I was like thinking, okay, yeah, you still got to be a tradesman. You still got to know what you're doing.
Right.
But yeah, it's making your job, making your life way faster and easier.
For sure. And so like our largest client's Clark. They got 170 estimators in Togal, consecutively 110. We've got over 7,000 clients using this. Like really around the world for all their takeoffs. We started back in 2019, so we've had a big head start in this whole AI arms race that's kind of happening now over the past couple of years. But we're the real deal. We're ready for prime time. With that, here's the product. That quick, we're in. Look at that, 6,000 projects just loaded up live. Wild, right? And yeah, that's the first thing is like this thing's cloud-based, which like, I mean, like, we could just like gloss right over that. I mean, I feel like in the project management world, you would just gloss over that. Every project management software is cloud-based. It seems like, Procore and, Autodesk and like OpenSpace, et cetera. They're all cloud-based tools. But in the pre-con world, most teams are still working with an on-prem software like, PlanSwift, OST, Bluebeam. So this cloud-based part's a huge, huge deal. I always say there's a reason they're building all these data centers. You know what I mean? That's how I started out. Like there's probably a reason for that. Like this is the way of the future. You know what I mean? Like so essentially, like you as an estimator, how this like operates for you, like what's the benefit for you being cloud-based is first you can log in from anywhere. You can start on your work computer, log in at home on your home computer. You can log in on your phone even, access a takeoff, which is pretty cool.
iPads and tablets or?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, as long as it has access to a browser and you got to have internet. That's the only catch. But the other like real world practical use case is like you got these huge projects. These projects just keep getting bigger, thousands of sheets and stuff like that. And like as the project gets bigger, Togal just scales with you. You know what I mean? You get unlimited storage, unlimited projects. So like if it's a 1,000 sheet project, like we just allocate more compute power to it on our side, but you as a user don't even notice a difference. Like if you load up Amazon on your phone, loads just fine. But if you were to download every page of Amazon as a PDF and try to open that PDF, probably not going to work so fine. You know what I mean? So that's the best analogy I got for that. And it's also a multiplayer takeoff tool, which is also huge. So like a lot of these current tools are like, Microsoft Word 04 or something. They're single player takeoff tools. This is multiplayer. So you can have, one person upload the file. You can invite your team in here. We've got different permission levels. Not really going to cover that all today, like all the different ones here, but we do have a viewer only, like a viewer permission level where you can invite, a sub in for free or like, your PMs, whoever you want to view a takeoff. They just can't modify it. And
get your PM to look at it, but not screw things up, is what you said.
Exactly. Yeah. You can see like a room dimension and stuff. But on the pre-con team, you can track who's doing what. Like I did the flooring, Michael did the walls, Nick did the counts. We can track who did what. We can combine it all together. We can all export as a team. But let's show some AI stuff. If you get the whole cloud-based part. So we're going to create a project here. Oh, the other goal of Togal, by the way, is not only to be the fastest takeoff tool in the world, but also the easiest to use, which is also a big deal. So like very few buttons. Like there's a very clean interface here. Like you want to make a new project, you click the new project button. You know what I mean? You want to upload a plan, you click the upload. There's only like 3 buttons to pick from. Like these other tools have like hundreds of buttons. So give me 1 sec here. I'm going to load up a huge file.
What does huge file mean for you?
So we've got 800 megabytes here. It's a big school project. And these plans are unnamed. So we already know what's about to happen here. So like with Bluebeam, Matt, I'm sure you've used Bluebeam, right?
Yeah.
So like naming the plan, you draw the box over and over again, right? But some PDFs aren't vectorized. It just doesn't work. Or like it still takes time, even just like draw those boxes. But a lot of takeoff tools out there, you still got to name your plans like manually 1 by 1, even like type it in keystroke by keystroke.
You say that I don't name plans in Bluebeam because it's a pain.
Right. You just like play Where's Waldo. There's lots of Where's Waldo in this process. So this is the first AI feature. Like with Togal, like we really have AI every step of the way. And step 1 is just uploading your plans. And we use AI to name every single plan. It also scales every drawing for you as well. So this is step 1 here. This takes about a minute for 845 pages. I mean, how long would that take, Matt, in Bluebeam? What do you think?
To upload them? Yeah. I mean, honestly, you can open up a Bluebeam.
Yeah, it opens real quick.
But then even as you're scrolling, if it's a big file, like it'll take a minute just to load it, and it's not even
in and out. Yeah.
But like me not being an estimator, like how long does this take? Or maybe we can ask the audience, like how long does this take in any of the other products or tool, the OSTs or any of the other takeoff tools?
Yeah, and you see it's kind of happening live before our eyes here. Like these names, I'm not doing anything, by the way. I'm just like, hands off the keyboard. It's just doing it for me. It's great. These plans are getting named. Yeah, feel free to comment how long that would take and your current tool. But here's the other advantage of being cloud-based. I'm going to let this load in the background. We're going to keep it rolling here. So
I do know it takes way longer to upload to Google Drive. I've done that before.
Yeah. So next up is this thing called Togal Chat. So like you don't just dive in and start measuring your walls, that kind of thing. You first want to understand like what does this job entail? And honestly, Matt, as a PM, I bet you're going to like this feature quite a bit. Is you can basically talk to your project with Togal. And the biggest difference here versus like Claude or like normal ChatGPT is this thing's only able to access your project. It's not connected to the internet. It also always has to provide a hyperlink for where it found the information from. So you're not just blindly trusting it.
That's cool.
So here I said, summarize this job for a painting contractor. It's pointing out that all the exposed ceilings, piping, wiring, conduit, everything's getting painted PT6 across this project on those exposed ceilings. And I can go to that page and verify that. You can also just click the link, obviously. But here's something else cool. We've got Control F. This is mind-blowing. A lot of takeoff tools don't have Control F. We do. I know Bluebeam does, obviously, but a lot of people have Bluebeam and something else pulled up. But there we go. All the exposed ceilings get painted. Pretty easy note to miss. That's the only spot out of like 500 sheets that mentions that. And like, yeah, like as a PM and like your pre-con team forgot to include that in their bid, you're not going to be so happy. Lots of cool use cases for this though. You can have it write RFIs for you and find conflicts in your drawings. It can create RFPs, obviously, scopes of work, etc. Yeah, you just ask it. Yep.
Dang.
But we'll go back here. We probably almost missed it by now. Yeah, there's 2 pages left. It's named. Like I didn't have to do anything. Every drawing is named and scaled that quick. Absurd. On these demos, a lot of times I'll say that like this entire call, that task might have not got done in your current takeoff tool, and you're going to see we're about to get a lot of stuff done on the takeoff side of things. I always start with this crazy curve building. Maybe I'll start. I see in the chat somebody asked about civil, so let's actually start with that. Give the people what they want.
That's what Justin. He says, can I do civil plans?
Let's do it. Okay. How about a plan like this, Justin? So I'm going to start with the manual tool. I know this is kind of boring, but a lot of other like AI takeoff tools, here's where they fall short, is they don't have great manual takeoff tools. Over here on the right side, I can create a classification from scratch, areas, linear years, counts, get the idea. We'll say a concrete pavement here. We want the volume. We want the area. We want the perimeter for our form boards or something. Maybe a custom formula. That's something the on-screen takeoff can't do. I can do equals my area in square foot. I'm not really sure what the formula for rebar is, but we're just going to say divided by 25 and call that rebar. I'm making that up, obviously. So it's 6 inches thick. And we could come in here. We could do a manual takeoff if you wanted to. And you best believe we've got an arc tool. Press A for arc. And all these shortcuts, by the way, they're all like left side of the keyboard. So it's like pretty ergonomical. It's A for arc, R for rectangle, C for circle. Also pretty easy to memorize and learn this thing.
So you could have the hotkeys, or it pops up there at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know if people can see that because I've got.
Oh, it might be in the way. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get our faces out.
There we go. But we can do a manual takeoff, and even our manual tools are pretty slick. Like I can press S for split, and I can split through this here. I can change this over to like a sidewalk or something. I know that's like light duty pavement probably. We can cut from an edge. Most tools won't let you cut from an edge. This plan's kind of hard to see. I'll just show the AI on this one. I'll show the manual stuff on a different plan. But in Togal, we just click this little magnifying glass here. Click on pattern search. You just highlight a portion of this parking lot. And it happens pretty quick. Hopefully nobody blinked. It just measures that whole plan, all that pavement for me. All we got to do is label it.
Oh, it looked for that pattern and everything that pattern and just automatically did it?
Yeah, let me make this color a little more bold so it's like more obvious here. I'm gonna make it solid here. That's like I have a funny story on this whole solid option actually. We were out at Lee Kennedy's office doing trainings with them. They just rolled out Togal for their pre-con team, and they had a few estimators who were colorblind. And I made a phone call to like our product team while we were there at their office, and we had this feature added in like that same day. It's also cool, like a modern takeoff tool. Like we're constantly updating it, but that solid makes it a lot easier on the eyes to kind of spot, you know.
So if you got like I mean, I know we're talking paving and stuff, but if you had like a flooring hatch or something like that, it could do finding everywhere that the same flooring hatch is. I'm not trying to make it okay.
Yep, you just highlight a pattern of it and it finds it. And like sometimes you don't get a pattern, right? Like on a parking lot like this. I love this example too because it also makes mistakes, right? So I click that magnifying glass again over here. The shortcut's Control F to activate that, by the way. Kind of cool. You highlight a little portion of this parking lot. On this one, it kind of falls short a little bit, where it kind of makes a couple mistakes here, and here because there's not a good pattern. It just kind of fills it in. So I'm going to label this one concrete pavement here again. And in a lot of tools, you come in here and you start like dragging these points around, right? And that's going to take a long time to drag these around. In Togal, we have a merge tool. Over here on the left side, I click that button and just press M for merge and R for rectangle. I can just merge this in. Pretty cool.
Oh, dang, dude.
Look at that, yeah. And so it's super easy to like clean up the AI's mistakes too. So like, that's kind of the idea is like, the AI is going to make mistakes. That's totally okay. It's how fast can I fix it, you know? This solid's kind of throwing me off, honestly. I'm going to switch it back to not solid. There we go. But yeah, lots of stuff for civil site work. We can do a demo on your plans, obviously, too. So like, feel free to send over examples of that. Like, book a demo with us. But how about these crazy floor plans? This is where we really pull ahead in the race. So I'm going to start with the manual stuff again. I've got my Div 9 paint here. And by the way, as part of the onboarding, you send us over your existing database from OST, Bluebeam, etc. Like Bluebeam calls it your toolbox, OST calls it a style set. But send us over your existing database. We'll build that inside Togal for you as part of the onboarding.
That's cool.
With your cost codes, your folder structures, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to press A for arc here and just draw some P1 paint here. I can split that here. Just press S for split, drag a line through it, split it. And like, even what I did there with those weird shapes, like an on-screen, this would be, I'm not going to count the clicks. That's a lot of clicks to make that shape. You can't do an arc. I know it's like, seems simple, but other tools can't do that, which is kind of wild. You have to click every little point there. I can change this to a different type of paint. Just right click and change it. That's also a unique feature. A lot of tools, you can't change it. You have to erase it and redo it, which is kind of wild. We can cut from an edge, right? We can cut in the middle. And I'm cutting a circle because most tools can't do a circle either. It's just kind of funny. You have to click all those points. I'll right click and fill it in with like tray ceiling or something. Get the ceiling, get the bulkhead, get the crown molding. Boom. And we can get a 3D visual. Here's the grand finale here. Hopefully everyone's sitting down. We got people falling out of their chairs and they see this feature. Look at that, Matt. Come on now. We can adjust it in 3D. So,
dude,
pretty wild.
Could you do Could you do all the walls? Like essentially do all the walls? Like
Let's do it. Yeah.
I'm
So
just thinking too, like, I mean, I've got, I'm an owner's rep on the owner's rep side. A lot of owners aren't used to looking at two-dimensional plans. They can't visualize what it looks like.
right.
So being able to quickly show a 3D.
Yeah. So a lot just happened. I clicked that toggle button and I clicked go, by the way, is all I did on my side. It was literally one click. But again, you blinked, you missed it. Sorry, guys. Everything's fast in toggle. We can't help it. But so with that one click here, it just measured all these different things. And like you mentioned walls, we'll just jump right to that.
Wait, so say it again.
Yeah.
You didn't have that preloaded? You just did that?
No. Yeah. So I clicked that toggle button and I click go, and it's going to measure all these different things. You can customize it too. But for the demo, I'd always just go ahead and run everything. We actually just had a new update yesterday where we now recognize the wall tags too. So that's a fun fact. Feel free to send us over a project that has your wall tags on it. It can pick them up.
So how does that? So it picks it up from a detail, and then it'll pick them up on all the sheets, or
so like it reads the wall tags on the plan and it just assigns them all like based on those tags. Yep.
I see what you're saying.
Pretty wild. But yeah, so like it gives you all these different measurements, and you can use these measurements to do a real takeoff. So like to really simplify this, like people always ask, like, what does the AI and Togal do? And what the AI does, like even on that parking lot, you kind of saw it. It saves you a lot of clicks, is what it does. Like rather than you sitting here clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the idea. This is like this corridor here is maybe a few hundred clicks. And Togal, we got to figure out what that is. You still have to learn the job basically, right? So we got to label that carpet maybe, and it's done. Versus having to sit here and click and click and click. We save a lot of that clicking part, and that's why our price is so cheap, because we realize there's still a lot of work to do. You still got to label things, but that clicking part, the AI is really, really good at that, right? So that's the approach we take versus like full AI, just click a button, it does it all for you. Like there's still human involvement here, and we think that's the right way to go, because it maybe it misses something, or maybe there's a sidewalk that's not on the plan at all, right? And we want to draw that in or something. We can still do that, like the plan doesn't show a sidewalk there, but we can just add it in if we wanted to. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it measures all these different things, and we can use those to do a real takeoff. Oh, I called that carpet a second ago. Let me bring that back. Where did my carpet go? Oh, let me refresh this real quick. I meant to change that back to in that area. I'm going to do like a full paint takeoff as an example here. Let's just retoggle it. It's fast enough.
So retoggle, what does that mean? Is taking off,
Yeah, it did undo it. Okay, so retoggle will give you a fresh layer. Like the purpose of retoggle is like, like this net area, for example, you can use these same polygons for flooring, but it's also the same measurement for the ceiling. You know what I mean? So one way we'll do this, we'll call that carpet, then I'll retoggle it, get a fresh layer, and we'll call that maybe gyp ceiling or something. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay, I got you.
But I'm just going to auto classify these here. It's going to separate my room types automatically. And then from here, we can just fly through a takeoff. Like on this right side here, I'm going to say we're not painting the shaft walls. We're not painting the openings or the elevators. Let's go ahead and say all these offices here, those are going to get P1 paint. So I'm just labeling those, right?
But it did that classification based on the text on the drawing, or what?
Exactly. Yeah, it's reading the text on the drawing. That's the first thing it looks for. If there's no text, it kind of makes a guess. And then it's also looking at like objects in the room. So one of the things it does is it also counts everything. Like it counts your plumbing fixtures and stuff, right? So it knows if there's like a toilet in there, that's going to be a bathroom, for example. You know what I mean?
Oh, dang. And like it had that basically that square with the X, so it knew that was a shaft of some sort.
That exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But I kind of just flew through that, honestly. I might need to do that again and do a little bit slower, because that was probably too fast for like everyone to follow, honestly. But that quick, I just did a full paint takeoff, ceiling, walls, and trim, and I got a number of gallons of paint as well. And like literally, you sneeze, you're like, "What just happened?" You know what I mean? It's wild. Like I'll do the walls here.
You're not on the training team, are you? You go way too fast.
No, we got a separate team that goes a lot slower for that. They got me. Yeah, they don't let me train people. I'm not sure why.
Go back to the 3D, or what are we doing?
So I'll do all the walls here. You mentioned the walls, so I'm gonna auto classify the walls here. So on this job, there's no wall tags, right? So it's just looking at where the wall is at relative to other walls and making a guess. So it separates out your exterior walls. We'll go ahead and make those 2x6 maybe. And then I'm going to label all the interior walls as 2x4 just to keep it simple real quick. Okay. And that quick, we've got, you know, a 2x4, all my 2x4 interior, 2x6 exterior done. There's a 3D of it, like crazy.
Dude,
Let's see the walls in 3D, Kelsey says. There we go. But like on the walls topic, I always point out like let's assume worst case scenario that every single wall is a different wall type. Even in that case, Total is going to save you 50% of your clicks. Rather than doing click on every wall, it's just going to be one click and labeling it. You know what I mean? So like worst case scenario, it's only going to be 50% quicker. But usually that auto classify gets you a lot farther than 50% because it's like grouping a lot of them together for you. Like your corridor walls are usually the same wall type. Your shaft walls are usually the same wall type, etc. Sweet. Keep the questions coming, guys. This thing's fast. We can do takeoff quick.
So there's kind of a reoccurring question in the comments about cut, fill, and earthwork.
Yeah, we don't do cut fill. So yeah, that's also why our price is so cheap. So sign up today, lock that in, because once we come out with that feature, our price will be going up, guys. So lock it in while you can. We can do a 3-year contract too. Lock it in today.
Zach, I think this is responding to the, maybe I'm off base. I think this is responding to the cut and fill question, that there are ways to do it manual and tools to speed it up.
Right. And also site utilities is also still manual too. So there's a couple things that are still manual that there's just not AI for yet. And that's why those manual tools are so important.
So you can still do takeoffs.
Right.
It's more manual like you would use your other tools for.
Exactly. And even for a manual takeoff, I still prefer to use Togal because of those different reasons there. Like the shortcuts are nice. We've got the Togal chat to ask questions about site utilities, for example. The fact that it names my plans for me. The fact that I can work with my team, I can log in from anywhere, etc. So I'd still prefer Togal as a manual takeoff tool too, which is pretty cool. Let's show some other examples here and keep the questions coming, guys. But let's go ahead and count some things. So like say we got to count windows, or like we have to count spread footings, you know, in the civil world or in the concrete world. There's lots of counting in takeoff and playing Where's Waldo. And in other tools, you got to come in here, you create your count condition. We'll say W4.1 window in this case. Spelled it wrong. And we can say we want the area of that window, we want the perimeter of that window, put in our dimensions here. And with other takeoff tools, you're going to come in and you're going to have to, like, you know, click these one by one, obviously. It's going to take a long time. In Togal, we've even got some fancy manual stuff for this too. We can do smart copy paste, for example. Control C, Control Shift V. There's a lot of shortcuts that like we'll teach you as part of the training, but we've got an even faster way than having to count these manually. We just click this magnifying glass here.
If you do Control C, Control V, copy paste, and then you ended up with a whole bunch of rectangles in the wrong spot, can you then drag those rectangles in the right spot?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But I'll show you a faster way. Like I don't even have to click them like one by one or even line it up at all. We've got an AI tool for this. So I just search those tags here. It's going to find all of them. See that quick? They all just lit up green. And then I can search across all the pages at once. That's why this feature is so cool too, is you can do like the whole project at once. It just found 1,300 matches. And I'm now just going to label those as W4.1 windows. And you got to click convert. So you have to go page by page like this and click that convert button and see. When I click convert, it's counting them. See over here it says 0. I click convert, it locks it in. But you have to go page by page and convert it because it will find like false positives potentially on like a cover sheet or a detail sheet or a schedule. Obviously, you don't want to count those. But that quick, we just counted, you know, almost 1,400 windows across this whole project here. And I can, you know, highlight these ones past the match line and manually erase those. That was 2 clicks, still faster than 202 clicks though, and our competing softwares, you know.
I wrote a news article about some, you know, people saying, well, AI is not that great because you still have to go edit it and fix it. I'm like, okay,
right.
But like, you know, I basically wrote a whole article talking about how like AI is more like an intern, right? Like it's a really smart, powerful intern. Right. You got to give it good direction, and then you got to actually check its work. You can't just ship it. So like,
exactly. Like we probably could train the AI with enough training to like not get that window past the match line, but like there's like other lower hanging fruit. You know what I mean? Like a human can do that really quick. You know, like you still want to check stuff for sure. So you know you got to race those ones past the match line still. And people always say too, like doing takeoff is how they learn the job, and like We believe in that here at Togal too. Like doing takeoff is how you learn the job. So like we want the human to be involved every step of the way, and that's kind of how everything here is built. Like, you still have to check it. You know, checking works faster than doing it overall. Here's another cool example of like symbol search. So you got these crazy symbols here with like the speckled background. You've got like the same symbol, just different size. That's why this exact plan is really hard. We've tested it on all the other major like takeoff tools out there. And in Togal, we just highlight one of these symbols here. It takes into account all the background noise and deals with that automatically. It takes into account the size of the symbol. It also deals with all degrees of rotation of the symbol too. And just goes and counts them. It just works, you know.
Jeez, even with that text over it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty wild, right?
And it knows its size different. Oh yeah, because it didn't
Yep.
do the SL2s.
Exactly. Yep. So this is a tough one, and then you still want to go through and check it, right? Like there's a chance it could have missed one if like, or maybe one's not drawn in at all. You know what I mean? Like obviously AI can't get that, right? So there's definitely, you still want to check it, but it's way faster than clicking 150 times over and over again. Maybe now you're clicking once or twice, you know? But in this case, it got 100% of them, so you can trust it. You label it SL1 and click convert. There we go.
How long would that take to click if you were clicking?
Right, yeah, the fastest clicker in the world, you know. Plus playing Where's Waldo too, in addition to clicking. Waldo can't hide here. And maybe more of like a normal plan here, like, or how about a really bad plan? Let's jump to that. You know, like a hand-drawn napkin sketch. Like people always ask that, like, yeah, what if I get like a really early stage, like a bad plan? Will the AI still work? Well, first of all, our text extraction, I click that magnifying glass again. You see a lot of things in Togal relies on text, and we have our own OCR we built in-house here. That's really powerful. So even like a handwritten note like that, it still reads it, which is pretty wild. Even Bluebeam, you can't read that. And with Togal, we click that Togal button, click go. And just like that, it measures it. So it counts your doors, your plumbing fixtures. I kind of skipped over this before. It also measures your wall perimeters, which is like your perimeter of all the rooms. This is kind of a weird plan to go show these on because it's kind of not the best plan in the world. But yeah, the bottom line is it still worked, even on this kind of plan. Tucker has a good question there. If there's multiple scales on one sheet. So that's a good question, Tucker. When there's multiple scales, like I mentioned before that Togal does auto scale your drawings. Let me go to this drawing here and just kind of show you what I mean by that. You'll see this little pop-up on every sheet. It says, we've auto-detected the scale. We use a combination of text recognition and door width to assess the scale. We only auto-scale if we're highly confident. You should still check it and make sure it's accurate prior to doing your takeoff, obviously. But on drawings with more than one scale, it just leaves those ones blank. And then you have to scale it manually. And you can duplicate the sheet. Yep. So you just click on this little pop-out drawer here. That's where you can see all your drawings, a list view or grid view. And you can just click those three dots and click duplicate there. Good question. I'm just going to show this like hotel plan here. I think it's a more like realistic one to look at versus that crazy curved building. But with all planned, you click that Togal button, it's going to measure it. And we've got the net area, which that's like your flooring or ceiling area, not including the studs, right? Your gross area includes the exterior walls, plus all the interior walls, your gross internals, not including the exterior walls. So we've got it measured all these different ways depending on what your use case is, you know?
All at
Crazy.
once.
Lots and lots of clicks. Yeah, this net area here that you imagine clicking that corridor out, like that is a lot of clicks. And it's done it on the money perfectly. People always ask about accuracy too. That's a common question. And the AI is actually like slightly more accurate than a human because most humans don't go to the half mark of the doors perfectly every time. There's one example, and like the AI obviously does. So
I've clicked and clicked and clicked on Bluebeam, and about halfway through the drawing, your accuracy goes way down because you just want to get done.
true, yeah. And like with this thing, I'm still fresh. Like think how much takeoff we've done so far. I know it's like I'm blazing around here. We did that curved office building paint takeoff. We named 1,000 sheets. We wrote a paint scope of work so far. We did that curved office building. We did the whole paint takeoff on that thing. We did 2 parking lots. We counted 1,000 windows. You know, we're still fresh though. We got plenty of time left.
did all that in like 30 minutes.
Third, right? Yeah, like every one of those tasks one by one would take this entire call with other takeoff tools.
Oh yeah, and that's, I mean, again, when I'm clicking, and then like I'm not even getting. That's close enough to the corner. That's close enough to the corner. Like,
right. Yeah. There's lots of shortcuts. Obviously, that's gonna take some time to learn. But like overall, there's only 19 buttons in the whole site, so it also is like really, really easy to learn this thing. There's just like not that many buttons to learn. There's a couple little nuances like dragging right versus dragging left. That takes some time to get used to. But I've actually heard Bluebeam works the same way. It's like if you drag this way, it's like whatever your box is touching, it grabs. So in this case, it'll grab all those units there. Versus if I go this way, the gray selection box only grabs what's fully inside of it. So just those bathrooms, for example. But your first day or two using it, that's going to drive you nuts if you're not used to having that functionality, for sure. Once you get used to it, it's great. Yeah.
So okay, you've done your takeoff. You got it here in this sheet.
Yeah.
Now, can you export into a Excel, or what do you?
Yeah. I'll click back on this one here. So you've got a few options. You can export as a PDF with a legend, or you can download to Excel. I'll show you that. Something else though, because we're cloud-based though, you got a couple more options. You can invite somebody in as a viewer. It's kind of like sharing like a Google Doc or something.
Mm-hmm.
You could also just copy this link and Teams it to your coworker. They can open up on their phone and see what you're seeing. That's way faster than extracting as a PDF and uploading the Dropbox and all that. Just copy the link.
Oh, dang. So if you copy that link and send it to me, I can open it up. I see this sheet, or I see everything.
So you're not in my Togal account, so I'd first have to invite you,
okay,
right? And then I could copy the link and send it to you. But say we worked at the same company. In that case, I would just copy the link. You'd open it right up. In that case, yeah. But that first time, you have to create your account, basically.
Yeah, I got you.
Here's the PDF export, though. So one nuance here is our PDF export, it actually does maintain the quality of the PDF. So a lot of tools out there, they convert to a TIFF file. So it makes the drawing all pixelated when you zoom in real far. And also Bluebeam, you can't zoom in and out fast. With Togal, we got the best of both worlds there. Zoom in and out fast plus high-res drawings. And that applies to our PDF report too. So when you download the PDF, you're going to get that legend. You zoom in 500%, it's going to be crystal clear too. There's no pixelation still, which is great. And then we've also got the Excel side of things here. Jump around a little bit. And we've got a lot of flexibility here. And for those coming from Bluebeam especially, this is where we really save you a lot of time on this last step of the takeoff process. Like we really save time every step of the way, from uploading and naming your plans, obviously, to like understanding your scopes of work with Togal Chat, doing the takeoff, all the AI takeoff tools. And this last step on the Excel side, you can spend hours trying to like slice and dice your data. You want it broken out per building, per floor, per phase, per trade, all these different ways. And some of those different slices, and Bluebeam, you might have to restart your takeoff completely to like make that happen. With Togal, we've got all those tools built in, so you can download your data already clean is the idea. So click the export up here, and so by default you'll get a big list of all of your quantities. I got to clear out my groupings and filters here, but by default you get a big list of all your takeoffs across the whole project. Let me turn this ID column off too, and I can start slicing and dicing this. So I want to separate this out per building, for example. Then I want to break it out per floor. Or no, we'll do it per trade, then per phase, and then per floor, as an example. That's just 4 clicks on my side. You'll see that just did a lot of stuff. I've now got it broken out per building. Let me collapse all this.
You're making everyone dizzy there, Dylan.
I'm sorry, too fast. Okay, oh no. But it's going to break it out however you want it, essentially. You can do it per phase, then per building first, or like however you want to do it. It's just a click away. Sorry, Kelsey.
I mean, it's cool though. I mean, how fast it moves. Like it's.
Yeah, true. Yeah, this thing moves as fast as like you move, not the other way around, which is like also a rarity. Like if you see like these other takeoff tools, like your mouse, like you're moving your mouse, it's like trying to catch up with you and stuff. You know, this thing, that does not happen. You could be on a Chromebook, it's this fast too, which is wild.
I guess as fast as your internet is, I guess, huh?
Well, we go to trade shows a lot too, and like I'll use my phone hotspot at a trade show, and it works just fine. The only time you really can like notice on the like how good your connection is like when you do the uploading of drawings. You kind of notice it there. That's all about your speeds, obviously, on that side. Yeah, there's your Excel report ready to go. You can also copy and paste right from here, but we basically have like a pivot table built into the Excel report. So you can kind of organize your data here, then download it versus having to go out to Excel and spend hours making your own pivot table and stuff. The only other big feature we didn't cover is comparing revisions. Well, there's actually quite a few, but that I haven't shown still, but that's a big one, comparing revisions. So because we auto scale your drawings, when you go to compare them here in the top right, it actually auto aligns them for you. So like in a lot of tools, you got to come in here and you got to like manually line it up, and it makes everything red and blue. You got to break out your 3D glasses. Talk about getting dizzy, Kelsey. With Toggle, we actually auto align it, and we only highlight red and blue what changed. Is what we do. So like all the stuff that stayed the same just stays gray, and then red is dead, blue is new. You can press T on your keyboard and flip back and forth. You can press O to go back into overlay. One of our recent updates, you can actually update your takeoff quantities here right within the compare mode tool. There you go. What other questions, guys? Anything else you guys want to see?
Because the problem I always have on Bluebeam is you get two sheets, and then the view, what do you call it? The viewpoint or the view in the drawings are slightly off, and you got to go realign them. Did you show that? Is that what you were showing? If they weren't
exactly. So like we do auto align it, and like so like if the two sheets are like too far off there, like maybe the auto line doesn't work. So we do still have the option where you could manually override it, but on most sheets it's going to auto align it for you.
I got you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was scrolling through comments, seeing what we missed.
All good. Yeah, we're getting comments from LinkedIn and YouTube, right?
Yeah, I think we've got all. I don't think we've got any YouTube comments yet.
Okay. The other thing I could do is we could count some light fixtures real quick. We've got time for that. So in this example here, we got lots of lights. And again, you're playing Where's Waldo. You're clicking one by one. With Togal, we just type in LT5. Oh, repeating groups too. Yeah, we could show that. But once again, even with layering issues, it still gets it. We could count these 400 light fixtures like really fast. Just one click per page. That's done. Let's show repeating groups though. This is a new feature that just came out a few weeks ago. Okay. I should really have a unit plan for this, but I'm just going to use this plan as an example. So keep that in mind. This should be really done on a unit plan. But I'm going to drag this off to the side and say this is my typical junior suite. I'm going to make this, carpet and make these here tile, for example. And I'm going to erase off this shaft wall here. That's my typical junior suite. I'm going to right click and I can assign that to a repeating group called junior suite. And then I can start applying that, on the overall plan if I wanted to. The big advantage here is like all the updates I make on this parent one, that actually it changes it across the whole project. So I changed this one to hardwood here, for example. They all update to hardwood across the whole project, but I've only got to update it in this one spot. I move a wall around or whatever, they all update in real time, which is crazy. And where we took it to the next level is you can actually combine our text search functionality with the typical groups. I'm sorry, we call it repeating groups. Typical groups is what a different company calls it. But we'll search junior suite, and we're going to assign our Togal repeating group here in bulk. Just assign it and click convert, and all of them are done. And now say you don't want to sit here and line them up perfectly. What a lot of companies like to do is rather than showing the actual room, they just change it to use marker only, and it just shows like a square there, which means we've counted that unit. But yeah, that saves a lot of time. Because as these architects change the plans up on you, you have to end up going in and changing every unit one by one. That can take forever, obviously. Until we just got to update it in that one spot. And there it is. Yeah, we also offer.
I guess you could quickly do. Well, I guess you do it anyway. But I was gonna say you quickly change finish types and then.
Exactly. Yeah. Just change whatever you want. We have great training at Togal. We got the best customer success team in the whole world. We've got office hours every single day where you can hop in and talk to a live person here at Togal and ask your questions. Most of our trainers are former estimators too, but they also know Togal really well, obviously. You can join those sessions and ask a question.
It says unlimited training.
Unlimited, that's right. We have the Togal Academy where like the hardest part of learning Togal is like some of these buttons just don't exist in your current takeoff tool. And the Academy kind of quizzes you on when to use what button. And if you get the answer wrong, it tells you right away why you're wrong, essentially, and like what the right answer is. So that really helps you retain it really quickly. What we found is like doing the Togal Academy and just like 2 hours of usage on the tool, you're going to be flying through takeoffs.
I got a question. Where'd it go? I lost it. Cy asked about below grade waterproofing.
Below grade waterproofing, yeah, that's a good one. So that's one you'd want to send us like a live example. We could show you live on your plans, but I've got an example here with some concrete columns that go below grade. I mean, look at that. You can visualize in 3D everything that's going below grade as well.
So how do you get all that below grade? Like you giving it
you can put an offset in here. You can put a negative offset, and that's going to put it below the page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's not down too low there.
I took our heads off.
You can resize this window too, which is pretty cool. And you can also just click and drag it too, and that's gonna manually adjust the offset of that one item, which is pretty cool. You'll see there I can just like click and drag, put it in space. So like rather than have to type in the exact number, you can just kind of drag it where you want it. Or you can type in the exact number too by clicking edit here.
This may be a silly question, but I mean, obviously, you've got that depth.
Yep.
If you're trying to do a takeoff of concrete, you can do volume as you're right there. Volume.
Yeah.
Surface,
so
perimeter.
it's kind of funky. Like we call it height, but it really should be depth. Like if you're doing like an area, let me do an area here, and I want to do like a 4-inch concrete pavement, right? Or a 4-inch concrete sidewalk, we'll say. I can get volume, obviously, get area. So we can do up to 8 quantities. Most takeoff tools limit you to 3. We can do up to 8 here in Togal. And we can do custom formulas is the big selling points there. We've also got perimeter surface area. We can take the perimeter of a room and multiply it by the height and get the ceiling and the walls at the same time. That's a cool one for GCs to fly through takeoffs. And then you put your height here, which is like your depth, essentially. And you're good to go. Well, 4 inches is not going to show up very cool in 3D, but there you go. Yeah.
I got another question here from Tucker. When you upload a partial revised or fully revised set, does it automatically update the current, quote unquote, current drawings for each set and compare them?
No, you have to compare one by one still. That is on the roadmap though. Yeah, a lot of project management softwares offer that. That's actually like non-existent in the pre-con world though. Like no other takeoff tool has that, but a lot of project management softwares have that, and it's definitely on our roadmap to add that in.
If you've got, what is this, 800 sheets or whatever this was, and you got a drawing set that's, they revised 40 sheets.
Yeah.
Will it basically slip sheet those in as current, and then you can toggle back and forth between, say, Rev 0, Rev 1?
You'd have to link them up. So you have to click the compare mode here and like tell it what drawing you're trying to compare it to. It doesn't like automatically slip sheet it in. You've got to go find that drawing and overlay it.
I'm not talking about overlaying. I'm just talking about kind of in your page you were just on where you're seeing all the drawings. Yeah, that one.
Okay. No, you'd have to make like a separate set here.
I got you. Okay.
Like a set 2 and like upload those there. But that's also a nice thing. Like with most tools, you got to make a whole new project to upload that new revision. It gets complicated. So this left side here, you've got different sets. You can have like your 90% CD drawings as like its own set, for example. Where's percent? There you go. Yep. Great questions.
Not a question, but a comment. Gregory says, great demos always.
Nice.
Academic account for students.
Yeah. Free student accounts, by the way. So just a .edu email, we get you a free account.
Oh, that's cool.
Something else that just came out recently is we have a new assemblies module. This is pretty cool. This kind of gets in the weeds a little bit, but for all the subs out there, you can add like your studs, your top plate, your bottom plate, your insulation, and see it. You can visualize it in 3D too. You can see we love 3D stuff here at Togal. But yeah, and you got these drop downs here. You put in your different like properties of that wall.
that's
And
crazy.
yeah, we can get, how many boards you need, etc., as an output. And yeah, for this we have labor. I saw one of the questions asking about labor factor.
Yeah.
So here's where we can put labor, or we can do custom formulas for that too. If you remember, within the classification, you can do up to 8 outputs on every classification. So you can do unit cost. That's for like your material. We can do a custom formula that equals my area in square foot times $1.25 per square foot for labor, maybe, or something. That may be way too low. I have no idea. Labor price per square foot will be my unit of measurement there. And put in my pricing there. But yeah, this window here looks very similar to OST. So you should feel right at home here for most estimators. Looks pretty similar.
We got a few more minutes here. What other questions you guys got?
Keep them coming. We did a whole lot of takeoff.
I think you just did a week's worth of takeoff in 52 minutes.
That was absurd. Yeah. And yeah, we're constantly updating the platform too. I think that's a big selling point here. Like if we go to help.togal.ai, we've got the announcements here. You can kind of stay tuned with our releases. There's updates basically every week, with just new stuff added in.
Do you have like a public roadmap where people can see what's coming?
Not a public one right now. That's also in the works, but you can hop on a call with us and we can talk through some stuff we have coming out.
Is there any secrets you can give us of anything that is in the works?
The wall tags thing, that's actually not even been advertised yet. Like we just released it, and we're looking to get feedback on it. But yeah, we haven't even like announced that yet. So that just came out yesterday. In Togal Chat, there's actually some hidden features in this already live now, where like say you want to rename these drawings. You saw the AI name the drawings for us. You can actually have the Togal Chat like name the drawings as well. So like say you want to include the date of every sheet in your drawing log, for example, because we can download a drawing log from Togal. You can have the Togal Chat run the drawing renaming tool and include the date of each drawing in the sheet title. And it'll start just magically like updating the sheet title to include the date of every drawing. That's a pretty cool function. This Togal Chat can also like your door schedules and like your finish schedules, like you can convert those to an Excel table. That's a pretty cool feature not a lot of people know about, but lots of cool stuff Togal Chat can do. Okay, you'll see it's already happening here. Everything's so fast. Look at that. The dates are already kind of populating right before our eyes. That's pretty wild. I don't know any other takeoff tool that can do that. And the drawing log thing, this is also a big one. Like some companies have a person that manually is like typing out this to like these names in Excel to attach with your bid to like say like in the contract, here's the sheets we bid the job off of. And Togal, it's as simple as clicking this export drawing log button here. And you've got yourself a full drawing log with every sheet listed out. All those dates aren't populated yet, but that's coming soon. It's working on right now. Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've seen people do in Togal Chat?
Togal Chat, what have I seen? I had somebody upload like their entire contract. That was really cool, and it calculated liquidated damages. That was a wild one. So they said like we're 3 days late on the retail, we're 5 days late on the like office space. It had all these different ranges for your liquidated damages, and it did all the math for it. I've also seen some of our door contractors do some crazy stuff with Togal Chat where like having it do math, which is like kind of on the cutting edge of what it can do, but like having it do math on like figuring out how many of a certain type of door there is, and then looking at the hardware schedule, figuring out how much hardware, like each different hardware type you need. That can be pretty grueling process there. Like How many hinges do you need? How many door jambs, etc.
I think you're underselling Togal Chat. I think it's
It's a huge feature. Yeah, it's a huge feature.
I mean, I'm just thinking through. It's like, I mean, it's almost like I've been playing a lot with Claude Cowork, and it feels like Claude Cowork that's basically
Exactly.
got access to your whole drawing set. And really neat.
That's what it is, yeah, and but it's all built in, and it comes with training. That's the other thing. Claude Cowork doesn't come with training. A lot of you guys are like, I hear about Claude, but I don't know how to use it. Like sign up for Togal. Unlimited training. It's great.
Can you upload specs?
The specs as well. Yep. So you can control where it pulls the answer from too. So like if you want to upload your specs here, you create a new set called specs. Upload your specs there. You can see the Togal Chat. It kind of updates. Like based off which one you're in. You can also ask the project, which means it's going to pull from the plans and the specs. And then ask the drawing is that use case I talked about before with a door schedule. You say like, you pull up a door schedule and say, make this into an Excel table, and it can do it. For example, yeah, it's a huge feature, and lots of more updates to come on that.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
So Kelsey and I did mess that up. So anybody going to advanced pre-con? We talked about this earlier at the beginning, but anybody who showed up a little bit late, you are doing a NASCAR race, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna have some laptops there with Bluebeam plans with the OST loaded up, and if you beat us in a race on a takeoff, you win $1,000. So if you, I'm sure a lot of you guys are really good at your current takeoff tool. Show up to the booth, you might win $1,000. We'll see.
Are y'all going to be filming that and releasing those clips?
I hope so. Yeah, hopefully so. That's up to Kelsey there.
I guess you guys are going to ENR Future Tech as well.
Yeah, that's a big one too. Yeah, same week. It's kind of wild. Like our two biggest conferences are in the same week. Yeah.
I guess the conference folks didn't coordinate. And then Kelsey added a couple little more comments here about worth noting Togal is trained only on construction documents.
Yep.
So it's literally built for construction versus LLMs, which go off the whole internet.
That is, yeah, the Togal Chat, like
I guess that helps with hallucinations, right? It's not going and pulling from God knows where.
Exactly. And it also always provides a hyperlink for where it found the information too. That's like a huge selling point. So it's not going to lie to you, is the idea. Let's keep the website pulled up here.
We got a real question, actually.
Okay.
On the interior design drawing, when they tag each wall with a different finish, like Paint 1 or WCO3, will it split up that takeoff automatically?
Yeah, Togal's going to measure all those walls for you. And like you'll have to put in the heights and stuff like that, but it's going to measure all those walls for you and make it super easy. So like that's like the easiest use case. If you see a lot of our big logos here, like Paint's one of our best trades. Like all the top painters in the country likely are already using Togal if you know a painter. Like you could ask them. And yeah, that's one of our easiest use cases there. But definitely book a demo. Send us that example and like just let us know how long it took you. If you feel like sharing at the start of the call, or even if you don't want to share, you can see it live, and the tool will sell itself for sure. You pick the plan.
We got another minute or two here. Any other questions, or reserve all your questions for your own personal demo, I guess?
We have a new, very nice website, by the way. You go to our features tab here, and we've got GIFs. So like if you're trying to explain how Togal works to somebody else, just go to the features page here. It kind of breaks it all down step by step with a GIF to go alongside of it. Pretty awesome.
That's pretty slick.
Yep.
Well, Dylan, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for setting this up, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, this was cool. I've seen a lot about Togal over the last few years, and they even use it at my day job. Again, I'm not an estimator, so I've just seen it from the outside looking in. But I've always been interested in like, what's all the hype about? Because it seems like it's taken over the whole pre-construction world. But I've been interested in getting a deeper dive, so I appreciate it.
For sure, yeah. We're trying to change the game here for pre-con. I mean, like project managers, you guys get all the fancy tools. You got drones flying the job sites. You got 360 cameras, and then your pre-con team is stuck in the 90s still with these old tools, and it's about time they get a fancy one. That's where Togal comes in.
They just upgraded from paper and highlighters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, guys. And I'll put the link I talked about at the beginning. I'll put it into the event chat, I guess, with the Construction Yeti. Get a 10% off and a free trial if you go through that link. So we'll put that in there. Dylan, appreciate it, man. It was great as always.
Yeah, man. Thank you. See you, Matt.